Hello and welcome back to East Coast Fiberglass. In today's video we're going to create a realistic stage prop of a Gregg sausage roll by taking a silicone mould from a real sausage roll and then using a filled resin to create the final piece. To make our mould we first need a container to house the sausage roll. We used a cardboard box covered in duct tape and made sure there were no holes to allow the silicone to leak out when we poured it. The container should be at least half an inch to 1 inch bigger than the object we're moulding from, and also half an inch to 1 inch higher, and that will form good strong walls all the way around with the silicone. We mix our required amount of base silicone with 10% curing agent. Here we're using the fast curing agent, so there's less chance of a reaction with the food product. Some food products can stop the silicone from curing, so always test a sample first. For example, we know foods like onion can have high traces of oils, which can stop the silicone from curing. Once thoroughly mixed, we poured the silicone into our mould former and all over the sausage roll, making sure we brought the silicone to around half an inch higher than the sausage roll. However, we soon found our sausage roll floating to the surface. Glues don't tend to work very well on flaky or greasy foods, but we thought the sausage roll might have been heavy enough to stay at the bottom. So, this time we tried again with a different approach. We pinned the sausage roll down with a butter knife and some tape. And then poured the silicone halfway and left this to cure to help hold the sausage roll in place. Once that half had cured, we removed the knife and the tape, and then we completed the mould with more silicone. As you can see, we poured in small, thin flows at first into the detailed areas so we wouldn't trap any air. Silicone adheres quite well to itself, and so the join between the two halves won't cause us any issues. We then left our mould to cure overnight. The next day, we removed the cardboard former to reveal our mould. As you can see, some of the silicone leaked under the sausage roll, so we'll have to trim away this excess silicone around the edge of the sausage roll. Once the sausage roll was removed, we cleaned up the mould and dried it thoroughly, making sure there was no moisture trapped anywhere in the mould. To make our replica, we used polyester casting resin mixed with talc, or you could use marble powder. This will bulk out the resin and also reduce exotherm when the resin cures. We also added a blend of pigments and mixed thoroughly before then mixing in our catalyst at 1%. You could also use plaster or jesmonite for this as a safer alternative to polyester resin. We pour our mixture into our mould approximately halfway and pop it into our degassing chamber to draw out all the air and reduce the chances of trapped bubbles on the surface of our cast. And then we top up the mould with the remaining resin. If you don't have a degassing chamber, you could use a cocktail stick or a pointed tool, or vibrate the mould to try agitating the bubbles out of the corners and the resin. Once the resin cast has cured, you can lift out your finished casts. You might find with food products that the silicone will creep into the smallest of areas, and these tiny bits of silicone may tear away, so remove them carefully. Once you've filed or sanded off any excess resin, you're now ready to prime and paint your casts with acrylic primers and paints. We hope you've enjoyed watching today's video and we hope you found it useful. As usual, all the products shown in today's video can be found on our website at ecfiberglasssupplies.co.uk or just search for East Coast Fiberglass. See you next time and thanks for watching.